Avoiding injury is ODOT's #1 goal. Do not enter or put your hand, arm, or any part of your body between any movable parts without adequate lockout or tagout procedures to secure the equipment. Keep fire extinguishers and first aid kits maintained and up to date. Only operate the front-end loader while seated in the operator's seat, and use your seatbelt at all times. Begin checking the operation of all exterior lights, horn, and the control console indicator and monitor lights. Check the starting ability. Listen for any abnormal sounds and check the operation of all the switches. With the engine at idle speed, operate all controls to make sure they are functional. The controls in the cabin are simple and easy to use. Behind the steering wheel in the dash are all the indicators. Not only are there warning lights, but there is also an oil temperature gauge, hydraulic temperature gauge, a tachometer, and the fuel gauge. Below the main console are the pedals. The brake pedal is on the left side, and the gas is on the right side. Do not use these as a footrest. Above your head on the right side are more indicators. Check the window washer, the defroster, lights, and AC. In extreme cold weather, follow the cold weather hydraulic system warm-up procedures according to the manual. When using the front-end loader controls, you will use the joystick to make your maneuvers. On the top of the joystick is a yellow tab to move the front-end loader forward and reverse. It also places the front-end loader in neutral by releasing the yellow tab. The joystick will also control the bucket and bucket arms. By moving it left and right, the bucket will tilt up and down. Pulling back or forward on the joystick will raise and lower the bucket arms. Avoid full extensions of the bucket in a downhill direction, as this could shift your machine's weight and cause you to tip forward. And always park perpendicular to a slope to avoid the possibility of rolling over. Use extreme caution around overhead and underground utilities. Always keep an eye out for personnel in your work area. They may be hard to see at times. So make sure to utilize the entire field of view, including your mirrors. Do not allow personnel to walk under a raised bucket, and do not pass a full bucket over the operator's compartment of a dump truck. When communicating with ground personnel, use a radio or commonly understood hand signals. Anyone standing near wheels or working assemblies is at risk of being caught between moving parts. Never allow anyone to ride on any part of the machine or attachment, including any part of the operator's cabin. And do not disengage the backup alarm. Keep your cabin clean and debris-free. Promptly contain and clean up any spill. Do not place suction pads on the windows. Do not operate with your head or hands outside of the window. Always keep the lights on when traveling. Travel at low speeds and be cautious of sloping terrain. When digging, never dig or scoop with the machine articulated. Never raise the boom with the bucket fully loaded when the machine is articulated. This could cause the tires to slip or tip the machine. The life of the tire will be reduced when you allow the tires to slip during operation. If you are loading pile material, force the bucket into the pile while moving the machine forward. Loading piled material is difficult to thrust the bucket into the stockpile. So operate the working equipment lever to the left and right to move, cutting the edge of the bucket up and down. This will loosen the material, making it easier to load. Thrust the bucket fully into the stockpile, then drive forward and raise the lift arm. Tilt the bucket up and center the load. To dig on level ground, set the edge of the bucket slightly facing down. Drive the machine forward and operate the work equipment control lever to cut a thin layer. Operate the work lever slightly up and down to reduce resistance. To level with the bucket, always operate in reverse. If it's necessary to operate while you're traveling forward, do not set the bucket dump angle to more than 20 degrees. Completing a final inspection before leaving will save you time before the next use. Do a walk-around inspection and check for any damage or leaks. Check the engine compartment for any debris and remove any mud stuck to the undercarriage.